For this lesson, I'm gonna walk you through from the main. To open this up, you click the button, the square button, and you got two options. Find an existing customer, which usually is majority of the time, or you can also click add new customer. Now, I'm gonna only show you find existing customer because the fields are all the same. If you're adding a new customer, you just fill in the blank. So let's go find an existing customer. When it first populates, you're going to get the customer picker. And let's go search out Precision. This is an in-house account. And a little message comes up that says this is warning us that this particular client has an expired text license. So all you have to do is click OK, and that's kind of a reminder that we need to get that handled. And where that message is triggered is right here on expiration date. As you can tell, it's been expired. Let's talk about the whole window itself. Across the top, we have it always opens up on accounts and designers. And these fields, you just fill in the blanks. There's a place for account application goes here, and then terms and conditions. Majority of our clients, we click standard. Special has to dealing with the retail public. The company name, the address, the city, the number here, the expiration date. There's a place for phone to, a fax number, year established, federal ID, payment terms goes in here, and you have a series of others. Accounts payable, sometimes bigger companies have accounting department, so you'd fill in the name here, you'd type in a name here, and then you'd enter their email address here. So anytime you produced an invoice, and if you want to learn about an invoice lessons, look up invoices, and it would automatically go to this department plus CC in the designer on file. Now the designer on file is down here below, and there's a series of names, and since this is an in-house account, we have 83 other emails in here, and these are usually the customer's email. So that's why those records are there. And then you also have a button that allows either wholesale or retail. And then we have catalog. This pertains to the catalog. You can actually have their name, their website, and their email show up on the catalog, and that's on a separate lesson. Additional comments, if you want to write some information about the company, you can type it in here. And then once more, additional company designers info. Then let's jump over to the discount tab. Here you could actually set up defaults for certain clients that you have approved discounts, and they're all based on categories. And if you don't understand the categories, then you need to read up on our book, Window Treatments. And then it kind of goes into categories. And then you could select draperies, and then you can type, it's not a bedding category, and then you could type in the discount here. And then let's say if you're going to do a bedding product, you select bedding, then you go down to bedding and you choose the category, and each one of these are different categories. And if you're in that category, it picks up this discount. So let me just for grins type in pillows, and we're going to do pillows at 10%. Now if you go, well, that's not what I want to do. If you ever want to delete a record, what you can do is select it, delete key on your keyboard, and you're going to get this message, are you sure you want to delete this record? Because once this is deleted, you cannot bring it. There's no undo on that. And then you can select multiple records too. If you had lots of them here, you could select them all, hit delete. There again, I only had one record in there, even though I had selected two. The star indicates a new record. Default deposit amounts, we require 50% on labor. We require 100% on fabric and hardware. You can change these, and there again, installation is 50. And foam and forms has to do with bedding. We require 100% on there. You have a place to store documents. The magnifying glass allows you to do a preview, And if you open this, it actually opens the folder where those are stored. And then close out, you can hit the X. There's a place to store the principal owner's first name and their email and their address, city, and info. And then you can go to email and you can actually log different stuff in here. And then down here is email profile. This is kind of a feature here where Fabric notifications on a job, you can actually send the designer notifications by default, because bigger companies have a receiving department or an ordering department. You can select this, and I'm going to do my name in here, close the record. Now when I send notifications there, it's also going to CC me as well. So we have that feature in there, and select the record, hit the delete key, and you hit delete, and it's permanently gone. So that's kind of how you get rid of stuff. And to get rid of this, I'm going to hit delete, select it, and hit the delete key. And then you can inactive it. So let's say it's a customer that's no longer moved out of state. You can select here, and it eliminates in some of the search fields. Then to close the record, you can just hit close, and it brings you back to the main menu. Now to reopen it again, I'm going to open this. Now down here, as you can notice here, that 83 is the same thing as this 14 to 83 here. That's how many records are in there. This 1-to-1 is basically we're filtered on this Precision Draperies LLC. If you uncheck this, it's going to take you back to the very beginning to where this is a placeholder, one of 708 clients that we have. So that's kind of what this does. I hardly ever mess with these at all. You can actually click create a blank record here. I stay away from these down here. Blank record. Remember to double click. So basically, instead of closing out the screen about creating a new record, I actually created one right here based on using this indicator right here. And it's thinking I want to start a new record, and I do not want to do a new record. So that's how you do that. And there's two ways to close. You can hit this button here, or you could right click here and choose close. And it takes you back to the main menu.